Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Woohoo in the 15-minute pool on ICC. Woohoo is rated 2153. I'm just going to check his stats. Ooh, he's only played 3 games and he's won them all. I just get nervous against opponents like that. Let's just check his history real quick. Oh, yeah. I mean, you never know. You never know who this player is, but... Okay, let's play Queen's Gambit against him. What flag is that? Pakistan. Okay. We have a Queen's Gambit declined. Taking his time in the opening. Guess I'll play the exchange variation. As per usual, I've talked about the virtues of this line many times on my channel. I like it a lot for white. Bishop e7 is played. c6 is also possible in this position. I had a game I posted there. Yeah, and bishop b4 is interesting. So Ragozin variation. I think I'll just play. It's just deciding which line I want to pursue here. I'll just play knight f3. We'll go with that. Castles, yeah. I'll just play e3. Fairly standard stuff so far. So if I play bishop h4, I wonder if he's going to go g5, bishop g3, knight e4. So that's often what they do. But that's okay. I'm willing to go into that line if he wants to play that. Yeah, so here I'd either expect g5 or possibly c5 from black. c5 would also be extremely logical. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go knight e4. And if knight e4, I'll probably play knight d2, actually. This is a line that is playable. So like knight e4, now it plays bishop f5. Interesting. Just prefers strict development. I could play knight d2 anyways if I want to rule out knight e4. I could also play bishop d3. Anything else come to mind? Maybe rook c1. I actually kind of like bishop d3 in this position. Normally I wouldn't be keen to exchange the light square bishops in a Queen's Gambit declined position, but we're out of that territory, and he's played h6, g5. It's a unique position. So let's do this. Let's go bishop d3. Yeah, trade the bishops. Well, I think I'm okay with my position. Seems fine. I think I have a slight edge. Nothing substantial, but it's a workable advantage. If I castle, is f5 a concern? I don't think so. Also, if I castle, which way would he take on c3? I'm guessing with the bishop. Something screams bishop. Knight d2 is possible if I want to try to force him to make a decision with the knight. Don't know if I like knight d2 so much, though. Castling seems better. Just seems like a more straightforward move. So if I castle, he takes with the bishop. I take with the pawn. I think that position's okay for me. Yeah, let's just castle. If he takes on g3, that would be interesting. So I would have a decision about which pawn to take with. F or H. I bet he's going to take on c3, though. Somehow I think he's going to take with... he does take on g3. Okay. So now F or H pawn. Leaning slightly towards H, like normal recapture. F is sort of interesting, though, to open the F file. If I knew that I could play knight e5 after taking F takes g3, I would seriously consider playing that move. But I think if F takes g3, just knight c6 is probably going to be his reply. And this knight is going to be restricted somewhat. So let's just take with the H pawn. Can still play knight c6 or pawn c6. High time he did something on c6, though. Complete development or fortify his pawn chain. Yeah, so he prefers pawn c6. So now I'm thinking I might want to try to arrange e4. Could play it right now even. But knight e5 immediately and trying to play f4 also comes to mind. Like knight e5, let's say knight d7, f4. It's interesting. That looks like it could be a promising idea. So he can't chase away my knight easily with f6 because that would allow queen g6 check with devastating consequences. So he's not going to do that. Plays knight d7, yep. Now, do I want to continue with my idea? Yeah, let's do it. Let's go f4. Support the knight. I'm somewhat weakening e4 when I play this move. So it's occurring to me that he might take on c3 at some point and then play like knight f6 to e4. That is a really weird move. Rook b8. Why in the world would you play rook b8? I don't get that move at all. He doesn't want to advance the b pawn. Like advancing the b pawn would just lose c6. Unless he's going to take first and then advance the b pawn, but why? You want this pawn structure where it's at. Okay, I think I'm looking at queen f5 or maybe rook f3, trying to double the rooks up on the file. Queen f5 would be very normal, though. Queen f5, try to force the knight to do something. I don't know, I like rook f3 too, though. Rook f3 and double. Like, maybe I can play queen f5 later if I need to. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't tempt fate. Maybe queen f5 right away. Yeah, let's go queen f5 right away. And if he takes, I'm taking with the f-pawn, for sure. I just thought maybe if I had played rook f3, he could play f5 himself. Would be interesting to try to block my queen. I'm absolutely baffled by rook b8 still. I can't think of one good reason to play that move. Maybe it was a mouse slip. He's actually going to c8. So if he takes e5, am I definitely taking with the f-pawn? Because if so, I might want to pre-move that capture. Yeah, I think I for sure will. So let's pre-move f takes e5. He's ahead slightly on the clock right now. But I like my position. I mean, he'll be under a little bit of pressure after he exchanges on e5. I would expect him after knight takes e5, f takes e5 to play a move like bishop e7 back to guard the f6 square, or maybe queen c8 to offer a queen trade. That's what I would anticipate. It's taking an awful lot of time on this move. I mean, like knight takes e5 is essentially forced, because if he plays knight f6, I can take on g5 with the pawn. He could play knight b6, but that makes almost no sense, like going away from the main theater of battle over here.
Draw?
Offered me a draw. This is a bizarre game already. So first he played rook b8, now he offered me a draw when he hasn't made a move yet. By the way, never do that, even if you're playing online. Like, don't offer a draw and then when you haven't made your move yet. It's always proper to make your move and then offer the draw. So, also, you shouldn't offer more than one draw in a row if your opponent clearly indicates that they don't want the draw. You shouldn't offer more than one draw in a row. Not saying this just because this guy's doing this, just like FYI. These are things that a lot of viewers, especially if you don't play tournaments, might not know. All right, so all the minor pieces have come off. Basically, my plan here is just to start trying to attack down the f-file as much as I can. I mean, honestly, I'd rather have my rook in front of my queen so I could play the rook into f6. But like this current situation is also not bad. If I'm him, I'd love to be able to get like pawn f6 in, but it'll be tough. So here, queen a5. Wow. So he's just abandoning the king side and saying, I'm going to attack your c3 pawn. I mean, it actually has some merit, because if, let's say I play queen f6 here, he takes on c3, I take on h6, he takes e3 with check. That's too bad for me. The fact that he takes that with check. I could play e6 in this position. Pawn e6. But if e6, I think he might just bring his queen back to c7. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot there. Yeah, the attack on c3 is... it's crude, but it's actually effective. Maybe rook a c1? Maybe I should just do that. Rook a c1, queen takes a2. If I play e6, then what happens? Looks good for me. He offers another draw. I'll go rook a c1.
Draw?
The fourth draw. So I can see this might be his strategy. Annoy me with draw offers. Queen takes a2. Can you really do that? I was thinking e6 was going to be strong for me here. Queen f6 is also, it's kind of slow again, just based on that queen d2 move. So, well, let's see what he's got in mind against e6. Because now his queen can't get back to help defend f7. So, he better have something good here. Wow, just going to let me take on f7. So take on f7, king h8. It's got to be good for me. All right,
check.
Let's take. No reason to consider anything else. Okay, well.
Check.
I don't get it. I really don't. Okay. Swiftest way to win this position. What is it? Is it crazy that I just want to play rook f6? Rook f6, queen takes c1, check, king h2. How does he avert mate? I don't think he can. So that leaves rook f6, queen takes e3, check, king h2. But that's also decisive, right? Conventional wisdom would say just keep it simple here. But rook f6 just looks like it's game over immediately. Yeah, there's no way he can get back to defend h6. And his other rook is so hampered, it's just unable to participate in the defense. Yeah, go rook f6. Hang my c1 rook. King is nice and tidy. If he takes on c1, just tuck it away on h2.
Check.
There's no defense. Bizarre. Well, based on this guy's
Checkmate.
that's mate. Based on the fact that he had won his first 3 games, and then seemed to start off the game like actually fairly strong. I guess I was a little intimidated by him, and honestly, I was kind of concerned that he might be a computer, especially with that rook b8 move. I don't know what that was about, but I don't think. I mean, certainly his play after, right about move 15 or so, starting with rook b8, the play went rapidly downhill for him. Let's have a look, though. So, d4, d5. This is kind of a clever move order, actually, now that I think about it, to get into a Ragozin for black. Hardly ever see this. Bishop b4 in this position. Really uncommon. So knight f3, and then castles, e3, h6. One other thing that it crossed my mind that I might be a computer. When I played engines before, they often prefer h6 and g5 against bishop h4 in like a Queen's Gambit declined or a Ragozin position. They really like doing that. So bishop g3, bishop f5. I think this is all pretty normal. Take, take. I like my position. I think I have a small edge here. Wonder which way the engine will say he should take on c3. I thought he was going to go bishop takes c3. Computer likes knight takes g3. H takes g3, c6, yep. But likes white. So it gives me a healthy advantage here. I had to decide what plan to undertake now, and this plan of going knight e5 and f4 really kind of spoke to me, let's say, because I like the fact that he can't chase me away with f6 due to the queen g6 threat. That's very convenient for me. Computer says a3, and probably trying to start some sort of minority attack is good as well. I think with this simplified material, though, it's probably better to focus on the center and on the king side, especially in light of his weaknesses he's created here with h6 and g5. Yeah, like another move is e4. I see that's now the #1 suggestion of the engine. So knight e5, knight d7, f4. Yeah, I can't make heads nor tail of this move. Rook b8. So it's just a mystery. Yeah, my only explanation is maybe he mouse slipped and he was intending rook c8. So I went queen f5. Yeah, the other move I was considering was rook f3, but I thought there's a chance he might go f5 and try to block me from playing queen f5, and also stops my queen from coming into g6. So that's why I didn't play it. But I see the computer says g4 is a good pawn lever to open the position up. Yeah, that's a good point. But I think queen f5 is plenty strong. He took. Now I was expecting either bishop e7 or queen c8 in this position. Queen c8 just to try to like annoy me with a queen trade, kick me off of this dominating f5 square. And bishop e7 to stop any incursion on f6, like with my queen or with my rooks coming up. But instead he took, and then this is very risky for him, needless to say. I mean, vacating any chance of having his queen on the king side to defend his king. So it's like your king is in serious jeopardy, and then you're saying with your strongest piece, like, see you later. You can fend for yourself, king. Not a good idea. So it just felt wrong. In rook a c1, I don't like playing this move. It's kind of slow, but wasn't sure. Like, I wanted to go queen f6, but he takes on c3, and if I take h6, he takes here with check, and I can't win the g5 pawn. Likewise, I thought of e6. He can go queen c7, come back and defend f7. So I played rook c1, just trying to rule out the capture on c3 and thereby threaten queen f6 or e6. And he took, and after e6, yeah, he's in big trouble. Queen d2, take, and I was sure he was going to play king g7 or king h8, but he played this, which is just losing. Yeah, king g7. If king g7, I was thinking of a couple different lines. Like I kind of like going to e5 with check because that defends e3 and also frees my rook down the f-file. So let's say king h7 now. What to do, though? How do I turn the screws in this position? This queen is kind of giving me trouble in attacking e3 and also c1, so I can't just like barrel my rook in without losing that. The computer says I'm basically winning if I play queen e6. Wonder why that is. Like maybe I'm just threatening rook f6 now? Is that true? Like if a5? Yeah, rook f6. Similar to the game, I can give up the rook with check because the threat on h6 is so strong. Huh. So it does look like this would have been decisive, but it would have required some accuracy. I do like the idea of going to e5 and then trying to bring the rook into f6 thereafter, if allowed. So, okay, yeah, really weird. You know, just a strange game all around. Like I said, this guy, like based on who he played and the 3 games he's played up till now. I mean, the first one was against a 1463, but he did beat a pretty good player, 21-22. So it's just strange to see him kind of self-destruct in that position after he played a pretty good game here. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that one. What am I at on the 15-minute list? Number 4. Hanging around number 4. So please leave me any feedback in the comments if you have it. And thank you guys for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with another standard game. Bye, guys.